This is Anything But Footy. I'm John, and the Commonwealth Games Federation has announced shooting and archery will have their own championships in India in 2022. After the sports were rejected from taking place at the Birmingham Games. The Executive Board backed the idea of the event in Chandigarh and will take place in January 2022, months before the Games' opening ceremony in Birmingham. But any medals won will be added to the overall medals table from Birmingham 2022 after the closing ceremony. India had threatened to boycott the Games after shooting, where they're very successful, was left out. Chief Executive of British Archery Neil Armitage has told our Great British Bosses podcast there's no legacy, though, for his sport in the UK.
Having the support of another country bailing the British government out, I think it's a positive outcome for the sport in general. I don't think it's particularly positive for Archery GB. We'd certainly want an opportunity for all of the home nations for archery to showcase their sport and their prowess on home turf. It's a once-in-a-career opportunity to have those home games.
You can hear that full interview by listening and subscribing to our Anything But Footy weekly podcast. Check it out. Now, elsewhere, the outbreak of coronavirus in Italy has meant the first World Para-Swimming World Series event in Lugano has been cancelled. There's now 76 confirmed cases of coronavirus in Italy and a further 64 cases under investigation. Christian Holtz, Managing Director of World Parasport, said, "We regret that this key event in the build-up to Tokyo 2020 has been cancelled, but the health and well-being of our athletes is our top priority at all times." Around 900 athletes, coaches and officials from 42 countries were set to be involved in the event. And another major sporting event that includes crucial qualification places for the Olympics has been moved following China's coronavirus outbreak. The climax of the 2020 modern pentathlon season has been moved from the city of Xiamen to Cancun in Mexico in May. China should now host the event in 2022. And President of the sports governing body, Dr. Klaus Schurman, says it's a difficult time at the moment, and he thanked Mexico for stepping in. Don't forget, download our Anything But Footy podcast for all the latest Olympic and Paralympic news, interviews and conversations. We're on Apple and Google Podcasts. Just search Anything But Footy.
Superpod 2020, raising money for sport relief. 2 days of great comedy and sporting podcasts. Desert Island Dicks. First and 10. Sports Spiel. Anything But Footy. The Dredgeland Podcast Spectacular. And more. Saturday 7th and Sunday 8th of March at The Social in Southampton. And you can be there too. Free entry until 7 p.m. and then ticket only from 7 p.m. Tickets available now at superpod.co.uk. If you can't be in Southampton, the whole event will be streamed live online on your smart speaker and on Facebook Live. Find Superpod UK on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram and use the hashtag Superpod2020. For more information, visit superpod.co.uk.